Happy Friday, beautiful beings. Welcome to Arise with Jessica Carey, and this week we're doing our second oil that has co-created with birch oil this week, and we're going to go through black pepper. And black pepper is the oil of unmasking, and I'm really excited to dive into my musings of black pepper with you today. But being really straight up and forward is I've had a really big week, a really emotional week, and today has been the icing on the cake. And I almost didn't do this video because I don't feel well, and I don't feel like I look well. And again, always ironic with black pepper being the oil of unmasking, and I didn't want some people to see me in this way, or I didn't want the Facebook land to see me in this way. But yeah, I want to really speak into a few things around black pepper firstly. And if you want to see the practical, the physical, the emotional, and the energetic support of black pepper, I've done some posts on it this week as well. You can also look back on birch. But what I'm really wanting to tap into today is masks, and what is a mask, and how do we wear them, and what do we hide behind. Yes, this is gonna be a big one. So let's go for this. So how does the oil of unmasking lead on from the oil of support? So generally, when we're not willing to receive support, we generally can have a lot of masks up. And not all masks are bad, but we can have these personas or fronts that we put on to hide our true or authentic self. And that is for every single human being on the planet. We may have a mask in our jobs. You may have a teacher mask if you're a teacher, because you've got to have a different persona around children. I have a hairdresser mask. I have a mask that I've always got this bright, bubbly personality, even if I'm having the worst day. And it's almost like it's an expectation of how people expect you to be, that you've got to wear that certain mask in certain times. And I guess since childhood, we've been taught that some behaviors and some feelings are wrong and some are right. And some are inappropriate and some are appropriate at certain times. And I guess we can then put a judgment or a blame on certain masks. And then we can also hide behind certain masks in a way that we can really suppress emotion and not want to express ourselves and be vulnerable. So black pepper actually, on an emotional level, invites in getting really real with yourself by digging deep and uncovering the less understood parts of yourself, and actually going deep to figure out what your masks are. So we can have many masks, and as I said, they can be good or bad. You can actually have masks that are playful as well. But a lot of them actually can be turned into behaviors that can be really isolating, can be really lonely, can be a fear of expression and a fear of vulnerability, and can turn into compulsive or addictive behaviors. So let's tune in. I'd love you to close your eyes. For those that are joining me now, or those that are joining me later, and pop a hand on your heart. And just take a big, deep breath. And breathe it all out. And I want you to tune in to where in your life you feel unable to be yourself, your true self, where you feel unable to express who you truly are, where you feel unable to show up in the world for everything that you are, whether that's around your parents, family members, co-workers, friends, past friends. And tune into if you put different personas or masks on in front of certain people. And what I've noticed when I've uncovered my masks, one of my biggest masks actually, one of my most profound masks has been for quite a long time, is even when I'm in the deepest pain, I will always, if someone asks me how I am, say that I'm wonderful with a big grin on my face and a big smile. And that persona of always wanting to seem like I'm okay used to be a fear of vulnerability and a fear of someone judging me if I wasn't. And I know many people have that mask, and there seems to be this some unwritten rule that, you know, we've always got to be happy or we've always got to have our stuff together. And I know many people believe that I've just always got my stuff together and my life is perfect, and it's far from the truth. You know, especially social media has become such a space where so many parts of our lives are masked. Or then if people express too much, you know, oh, they want to be unfriends. People want to unfriend them. So there's this no in between about authentic expression from a space of heart. And social media has so many masks because most people are only showing a highlight reel. You know, that's not the pure, potent, real conversations of truth in how people are feeling. And I had a really powerful experience with masks today. I had a man in his 50s coming for a haircut, and he actually broke down in front of me. Hence why I'm quite emotional today. And he broke down in front of me. And he started just unloading all this dialogue to me. And being in my field of hairdressing, I hold space, I listen, and people can unload a lot of stuff to you, and sometimes that can be really frustrating, but I've also learned it to be my greatest gift, that people feel really, really safe to be able to express their truth to me. And this man told me he was lonely, that he was depressed, that he was drinking alcohol, and that he didn't know what to do, and he'd lost his way and his purpose. And I feel really blessed that he could drop all his masks to be able to express how he actually felt. And I actually got him sorted to go and see someone, and speak to someone. So it's actually rocked me a bit. And again, I wasn't going to do this live because I was really scared of crying on a live. But this is real. This is how I'm feeling today. And I'm dropping the mask that, you know, I've always got my shit together and I'm always smiling, because the reality is life is in cycles. Life just moves and flows constantly all the time, and we don't need to be perfect. We don't need to always seem or act like we've got our stuff together. So, you know, we also have masks that can be, you know, the son mask, the father mask, the mother mask, the daughter mask. We have so many different masks that we can play with, and they all have a different perception. But what I love about the black pepper oil and what it's taught me this week is our ability to really drop those masks and express and show up in the world in our most authentic capacity, because that is what the world needs. The world needs people who are being completely raw in who they are, but also taking responsibility for their choices and their life. So, you know, when we drop masks, it actually opens up the space for support, but it also gives us the opportunity to be vulnerable with those closest to us, but to also create really powerful, intimate connections with others. And I notice that generally when we're suppressing a lot of heavy emotion is when we've got the most masks. So using tools like movement and breath work and essential oils and finding friendships and connections where you can truly be yourself is one of the most vital things for our existence and as human beings. So when we drop that facade, it gives us the ability and it opens up our energy field and our space and our life and our connections and our community to so much more expansion and opportunity to create real, authentic connections. I think that is what the most important things that I want to express from this, is that when we drop our masks and when we unmask, when we can be seen in our full naked truth, you know, one of my clients actually, he always speaks to me about this because he used to do psychology, and he talks to me about the connections of human beings. And one of the most profound things he has said to me one time is, when two people are standing in front of each other and they're completely naked, as in no clothes on, you can fully read their body language and they can't lie to you. Imagine if we just did that with the masks that we wear for a start. Imagine if we were completely naked in who we truly were and not judged for who we were. I think that would just completely transform the world. So when we have our ability to drop those masks and stand naked in our truth, who we are, and just be ourselves no matter what the emotion is. We've been taught to suppress so many emotions. We've been taught to suppress anger, sadness, grief, and we've just been told to move through it quicker or get through it, or don't be angry or don't be sad, don't cry. Like, if you've got to cry. Don't then pretend you're okay, because all of that builds up. All of that energy and emotion builds up in your body, and it can cause dis-ease and disharmony in the future. So our ability to feel as human beings and to feel our emotions is so innately powerful, and those connections can just completely transform the world. Drop the masks, guys, on social media, on every form, and create real connections. Go out and meet people. Go and ask, when you're in a conversation with someone, don't just ask them how the weather is. Ask them questions about real stuff, about what their dreams are, what their visions are. Don't ask them what they ate for breakfast. Like, ask them what lights them up, what makes them want to serve humanity, ask them if they love themselves and if they love what they do and who they are and what gifts they're here to give this planet, what gifts they can help others with. That is dropping masks, having real conversation. So I think that's all I want to say, because it's really courageous to drop your masks. It's really courageous to show the world who you truly are. And you know, we may constantly keep uncovering the masks that we have throughout our whole life because they've been conditioned from a child. But know that the more you become aware of yourself, the more you can keep dropping those masks so you can live in integrity with your true self and actually express that every day with every person you meet, no matter what. So, black pepper. I do want to do a bit of practical on this. Black pepper is really beautiful for culinary use. So popping it in your meat dishes, popping that in some avocado on toast with some tomato, really, really beautiful. And really, really amazing in chocolate. Really nice with a drop of rose and a drop of black pepper in some raw cacao, some coconut oil, making your own raw chocolate. Really, really beautiful. And I also just love diffusing black pepper in the air. It's really beautiful for any airborne threats. And I really love I love mixing it with On Guard and any other blend, especially coming into the cooler months when there's a lot of things going around. So any airborne threats is really powerful, and also really supportive for digestion and the circulatory system. So you can use that on your tummy with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil with some peppermint or some fennel. Digest them after you've eaten. Always dilute black pepper as it's known as a hot oil, and yeah, diffusing it in the air. It's a really simple, effective oil to use, a really beautiful culinary spice, and on an emotional level, the oil of unmasking. And because these oils are such a high vibration, pure essence from the earth, it helps shift out and helps us become aware of these things. So black pepper, the oil of unmasking. I'm going to leave you with a couple of questions that you could either journal on or just reflect on. And first one is, what are your masks? What masks do you put on in front of people? You may have many, you may have heaps, but write them down, because you can actually become aware of yourself when you're putting them on and when you're taking them off, and you can actually have fun with them. But also be aware of which ones aren't serving you any longer. And then be playful with masks. You might have different characters within your personality that you want to bring out. You might have just different personas that you put on, or different voices. They're masks, they're playful masks. You can bring out different personalities within yourself. So that's another powerful one to reflect on. What mask do you want to put on? And the third part is tune into your heart and drop into if any of those masks are actually blocking any authentic, real connections in your life, whether that may be the partner that you're after, whether that be the friendships, the sisters, the people that you just want to attract in your life, but you're not attracting them because you're not actually being your true self out in that world. And you'll only attract that when you do. You know, we're all such unique individuals, and we should all be really, really proud and really, really humbled to emerge in this world with our unique gifts and as the magnificent beings that we are. So you just do you. And, you know, drop any of those facades if they're not serving you, and have fun and play. It's supposed to be fun. So thank you for watching me in my vulnerability once again, and have fun playing with masks. If you want to see any more on birch or black pepper this week, please have a look at my Rise with Jessica Carey page. Like, heart, share these if you feel someone would benefit, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Next week, I'm going to be diving into the depths of the beautiful blue oil of blue tansy. And blue tansy is something I'm really excited to share because it's just being released into the Aussie warehouse after Sydney convention. So, mwah, have a beautiful Friday, and I will see you all next week.